Right, so I'm gonna be letting you look in the meantime on actually view log, I'm thinking, before it catches up and before I'm able to actually join you. Oh well, that's gonna be kinda hard, the view log in here. So I'm kinda guessing let's just let it catch up with Fog of War being gone. And I'm gonna be switching into the scoreboard in here and whatnot in the meantime. Okay, so here I am back, so we can go and look at some kind of reasonable way how this game is actually going. For Gaucho and Doom, the Gauchos are definitely gonna be the big advantage and favorites in here, having the big advantage because of course they are 2K clan and Nikov is one of the best players of course today. Kalashnikov is Nikov, as you couldn't tell. And for Dooms, they are I think about up to 1700. About 1650 if I remember correctly from the seeding time, so you could be guessing that this should be one of the highlight games for them from the group stage, as they will be learning quite a lot from a game against top experts of the game. So far as we are catching up just about in a minute or two, we are still having quite plenty of games, so definitely looking like Dooms are playing very well indeed in the game so far, staying in it. And how's it looking with Civilizations, Huns, Mongols and Mayans? For Gauchos, for the opponents, is gonna be Spanish, Mongols and Huns in there, so a bit of a difference with the Mayans and Spanish. But otherwise, how's it looking, for example, with the attacks and with the flanks? Rails, Tomb and Blue. Okay, so flanks are gonna be yellow. Right now, as we have just got up with what's going to happen, this is the first game of the match. Yeah, having two matches, or rather, yeah, 2 games in the match. This is gonna be Nikov apparently having life very difficult, or rather making life very difficult for poor Rails, but otherwise there is also some problem in his base, as apparently his teammate, or rather teammate of Rails, Tomb, is having quite an interest with some knights in killing at least a few villagers inside the base of Nikov, who is quite nicely booming in there, but yeah, he will need to pay a bit more attention to actually his home base as he's sending all the units back to deal with those pesky knights. Not really all that many of them, so possibly a bit of an overreaction, but he probably wants to be sure and doesn't want any kind of surprises. Otherwise, we are also looking at the other side of the map, where Blue Mjolnir is having a bit of fun with Raiden as well against the teammates of Nikov that are Nayaks and Oceans. As Oceans is the one under attack, but of course with Nayaks helping him through the Eagle Warriors, just now advancing into the Imperial Age apparently. Yes, he was. Gonna be switching into full-on spam, already getting ready with the barracks in there, and that's of course gonna be resulting into some kind of easy defense for the Gaucho team. Plenty of knights also coming forward still by Mjolnir though. But looking how the upgrades are actually trickling in. Plate mail armor, the Eagle Warriors are already elites. They're not having upgrades into attack yet, so definitely there is still an opportunity that the knights could be useful, especially with iron casting coming up. But he definitely should be looking into Imperial Age advance, because the technological advantage is just gonna be getting real, and once that gets in the way, yeah, it's kinda hard to actually overcome. So it seems like that actually still Nyax is gonna be having a few issues in here, as he's also having a few archers that are not working all that well, and potentially with the help by Doom, this is nicely timed, by Doom, Doom of Doom, it's kinda nice, Doom, is gonna be of course helping his teammates significantly, which is of course forcing Nyax to retreat from the position, from the gold, nonetheless. And he still does have at least some gold inside the base, so it's not really that crucial, but still it is a bit of a nuisance, and let's see how much of a nuisance actually Purple is in the blue base. Blue is having still plenty of knights ready, so he's playing very well indeed, it seems like, and those Eagle Warriors could be killing a villager or two, they definitely are. Already killed about 3, maybe there's gonna be like 4 or 5 in the meantime killed, but it seems to be about it, and they should be killed sooner rather than later, because there is a tower, there are town centers, and potentially a few more knights that are gonna be produced are gonna be plenty enough. In the meantime, of course, Nikov is just running around with all the cavalry archers that he's having available, killing the economy totally off Toom. Right now, Toom is, though, not really that killed. You can see 78 villages, right now 81. 51 for Rails, 65 for Mjolnir. As for the opponents, Nikov the best economy, of course, at 100. Nyax at 93 and 75 for Oceans, so they are really playing not half bad Dooms overall, but yeah, it seems like that they will be having quite a tall order in front of them to actually get rid of Gaucho in this match of Division number 6. For Gauchos, it seems like that they are kind of stabilizing with the TC next to gold. That's of course gonna be helping quite a bit. It's gonna be kind of end of the raiding in that part of the map, as in the meantime Yellow has been able to accumulate at least a few knights in here, but looking how he's a Mongol, he doesn't really want to rely on knights all that much. He kind of wants to advance into Imperial Age, but it seems to be really far away from him, especially considering that Kalashnikov, aka Nikov, is advancing just now, and behind him is gonna be Oceans. And nobody from Dooms is just now clicking even into the Imperial Age. Doom is kind of far away. Looking at the resources, Rails even further. And how's it looking for Mjolnir? Kinda not really close by either. So it seems that actually the Imperial Age swings, they are gonna be coming into the gameplay right about now from Gauchos, may be really winning the game for them, because they are gonna be really strong. The Cavaliers, the elite units and whatnot, that's just gonna be making plenty of difference, even through and even against all this very nicely executed raiding by Mjolnir and Toom. That is actually slowing down the economy. You can see Nyax has lost about 10 villagers through this raiding, so that's quite effective. But he kinda needs to be careful right now, both Toom and Mjolnir, not to lose the units needlessly against the Eagle Warriors, and maybe even potentially some Halberdiers a bit later. But this is... this is actually very nicely played. Very nice raiding basically all across the place. Mjolnir and Toom just basically raiding Nyax to death. Very competently so. They are just basically attacking from both sides at the same time, killing so many villagers and dropping him by about 15 right now. So that is one hell of a raid. One hell of an effective raid, but it's just a question of time before they get back up, so they need to get some significant advantage in the economy themselves, which so far is going on. You can see Toom at 104, that's quite alright. Mjolnir at 73. Not that good, but not bad either, compared to the opponent clan. But Rails at 69, well, he probably could be hurrying up a bit, because especially as a Mongol, he's gonna be needing quite plenty of strong economy if he wants to survive in the game a bit longer. As of course, right now, Nikov with the Imperial Age, he is gonna be very, very dangerous indeed, with the heavy cavalry archers coming up, with chemistry as well, and they're gonna be quite significant beasts, especially combined with all of the cavaliers already ready for the red player. So probably right now Toom is gonna be looking disaster into the face, because this is gonna be very hard for him. I'm not exactly sure how he could be standing against all of this without Imperial Age. And yeah, right now we can see this is gonna be resulting into a GG, because this power spy, exactly as we expected, is gonna be just a bit too much for Dooms to handle. But still, they held very well 37 minutes against such high skill opponent as Gauchos, so that definitely does speak quite highly as to their efforts, and I'm quite curious how the second game is going to go for them. The first one on Arabia is coming for Gauchos. But very good raiding in here by Mjolnir and Toom. I really like that. Really like that a lot. Good job. Let's check the achievements then. We have seen just basically the last 10 minutes, but it was kind of the best game, so we haven't really missed all that much, it seems like. But the second game is gonna be for us in full. Okay, so we are having Nyax quite good units lost for him. He has lost plenty. Well, he has lost plenty of villages through the raiding. Yeah, by Mjolnir and whatnot. Just basically confirming what we have seen. But otherwise, Nikov, yeah, there's not much of a doubt about that. He seemed to be playing well. You can see the economy. Absolutely another universe from the other players, from all the other players. That's really different type of gameplay. Different type of gameplay. And ending at 123. Nice. GG.